I heard you speak at Culture Summit in San Francisco.
Familiar to me.
Yes, so, and you shared this hierarchy of needs, and I've been churning on this for the last 8-9 months. One of the things that I feel like, and I'm just curious around your thoughts, is to me this is very much kind of that millennial, being a millennial, this is my hierarchy of needs. But it's
here?
Yes, sorry. So belonging, purpose, achievement, satisfaction, hard work. One of the things I've just always wanted to ask you is, I feel like it's kind of the inverse for Xers.
Tell me.
So Xers start with the base need of just hard work. Yeah. So sometimes this sense of like, being a millennial, and as I work with a lot of Xers, and senior leadership tends to be Xers, there's just this expectation that you're going to do hard work. Just grind it out.
Yeah.
And then from that you get satisfaction from doing the hard work.
Sure.
And out of that satisfaction comes your achievements, and then those achievements lead to purpose and belonging. But the difference being Xers and especially traditionalists have found purpose and belonging almost outside of the workplace, because they had social structures, neighborhoods, faith systems, whatever it is that they found purpose and belonging in that's not in the workplace, but that's so different from millennials. Because my base is belonging and purpose first and foremost in the workplace, because that's my friends. That's who I'm spending the most time with, right? And so for me, I feel like that's helped translate the millennial kind of thing to say like, and some of it is the same, right? Safety and belonging, like those are these base needs, but specific to the workplace. To me, that's been something that I see as the opposites, and why sometimes the translation from millennial or Zers to Xers and traditionalists, and there's this divide.
I love that.
And so does that, I mean, I've always, like, does that make sense? Do you think about it that way?
It resonates very, very well as an Xer. As an Xer that was a slacker, even though I had an enormous amount of, I was working since I was 10. Yeah. But I was probably a lazier person just because that's who I was at that point. So I do get that, and I think I accept that, and I think I'll probably even try that my next talk.
I'd be curious. I mean, that's the thing. Please.
But I will say, have you read Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl? Okay. It's a very depressing book, and it's a very essential book. So Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor. Man's Search for Meaning, and I'm not saying that he was a psychologist. I'm not saying it's his way or the highway. Right. But I find a lot of truth to the fact that when we are not cultivating meaning, and sometimes we don't know that we're cultivating. When I'm talking to the millennials over there, potentially they don't even know what purpose is. And so we do a whole whiteboarding session, and we try to like figure out like what their values are in life. Like I break it down. But I do believe if we're not at least consciously in some way, shape, or form finding meaning or cultivating a reason for being, I do think life can be quite lonely. I really do. So in the context of work, I do think that we all try to ground on some kind of meaning, even if Bob and Sam are not touching their own purpose, because no one's ever talked to them about that. Right. But I also do think that the millennials do have in the way I'm looking at it, have a purpose of succeeding. And then getting there yesterday, and of ringing the bell at NASDAQ. Yeah. So it's a little bit. I definitely accept what you're saying, and I love the generational construct that you have.
Okay.
Thank you. Can you tell me your name again?
Jason.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah.